here's Brody Brazil.
I very much need to say a couple things here at the very beginning of this video. First off, I'm only doing this as the result of popular request. A lot of you out there have asked me to comment on the Las Vegas Review-Journal as it relates to their coverage of the Oakland A's and potential relocation to Las Vegas. Let me also say that I really only have one thing to say. One comment, one statement, one approach, and you'll get it by the end of this video. I just want to let you know it's going to take me a few minutes to build into this, to kind of paint a picture, tell the backstory, describe everything, explain it, and then ultimately I will get to my point. And there's also this disclaimer, which I need to say straight away. I'm not a regular reader of their publication at all. I'm not familiar with virtually anybody on their staff, so I'm not making generalizations here about the Review-Journal. I'm only talking about specifically their coverage of one story, one angle, the Oakland A's, not everything else. So it's a very small piece of their pie. I don't want to criticize them on the whole. I'm just pointing one area out here that needs some discussion. Okay, all that established, I think we can see in recent weeks and months that they have changed their approach on covering the A's and this situation and the many things that have happened since basically late April, when the team officially put all their focus on Nevada. And you can clearly see that there is a very specific, some might say a very predictable tone that the Review-Journal takes in the articles, pieces, and commentary that they put out there. And headlines like this recently, that the A's and this Tropicana Stadium site, it wouldn't use all of the $380 million that was recently allotted to it of public funding, that the project wouldn't need all that money. They'd need less. Even though I think we all know it's going to cost a lot more, that's an interesting claim to make. And what's the truth behind it? Who will ever actually know that until we get to that point? Also, that the project, which has been criticized for only being a 9-acre site in the back corner of the Tropicana Hotel location, that all of a sudden Bally's Corporation would just give away even more space and more land. If it needs a retractable roof, they'll figure that way out and how to do that. Now, that claim has also been kind of challenged or went against as GLPI got their first comments on all of this a couple days ago. Also, the claim that the stadium will no longer just be a capacity of 30,000. A recent piece from the Review-Journal says it's up to 33,000. And again, some of that kind of a response to criticism of, small site, not enough seats to generate enough funds to pay back bonds that are serviced by Clark County. And then how about just the recent story that all of the renderings we ever saw, the 3 images that came out back in late May to coincide with the pitch for public funding with the Nevada State Legislature, all of those now officially mean nothing. The A's in November will choose a finalist, a design firm that's going to give the actual renderings, the one that will operate off of moving forward. And that design agreement is also going to give an idea of final cost or estimated cost before construction even begins. But all of these stories coming from the Review-Journal, and I'm just trying to spell them out here to paint a general picture of them, there's rarely ever any questions asked with these pieces. They're virtually all endorsements given to the project or something somebody else is doing. And in journalism, there's a lot of questions to be asked and counterpoints to be made, not just kind of cheerleading from the sidelines. And let me just say this. I know that sounds harsh. They are free to take whatever stance they want here. I'm not here to tell them what to do at all. In fact, let me look in the mirror for just a second. I too make videos. I too have objectives with the information, perspectives, and opinions that I'm trying to share with all of you. But there's one huge difference. I'm not a journalist. I've never pretended to be. I've never claimed to be. In fact, I've got videos here on my YouTube channel begging people to stop calling me that or claiming me as that. I'm not, and I understand why you think I am. I'm in the media. I'm on a screen like right now. You confuse everything. And I'm very much here to earn your trust and to earn your respect. Exactly how a journalist would operate. But that's not my job title. That's not my situation right now. I am free to have these opinions. I'm free to direct things in certain angles. Again, I'm not going to mislead you. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't want to ruin that connection. So in that same way, that's what I have in common with a journalist. I cannot lose the respect of the audience. But I'm not a journalist. Now, I have a degree in journalism, and I understand journalism very well. I've worked in this business for more than 20 years, and I can plainly say the approach of the Review Journal recently has not reflected journalism. It's not what they're doing here. And it's not to say that's not how they handle everything else in every other regard, but as it relates to this case, this story, they're not journalists. And that's my only beef here. I guess this is my point. Do whatever you want, but don't mislead people and tell them that you're impartial, that you really have nothing to do with this story, and these are the kind of the final results you're landing on, when that's not the case. A newspaper is an outlet for journalism. Somebody who calls themselves a journalist should operate like one. To make it look like you have no agenda, but the track record would show otherwise, that's just the interesting part here. I think they do have an agenda. I think they do have motivations, and I'm going to stop right there. What they are, why they have them, I don't know. That's also none of my business. I'm just saying, as it relates to pretending to be impartial and giving yourself the title of journalist and doing journalism when that's not what you're doing, I think that's really my only beef here, because I try so hard to let you know that's not what I'm doing here. And then somebody else may be doing a similar thing, but attaching themselves to journalism. Anyway, I don't think I need to expand on it much more than that. That's really all I wanted to document here. I'll see you next time.